Hello guys, welcome to C4C Code for Change. Let's get started. Hey guys, in this video we are going to learn about inputting the data from the keyboard. Okay, how we gonna input the data from the keyboard and return that into the console. Let us see here something like char c is equals to something like k. Next system dot out dot println, and now we are printing c, and now we will execute it. Okay, see, now it is showing as k. Suppose let us change here as j. Now it is showing as j. Here we are changing here, then it is showing in the output. But what I want is, I want to enter the output from the keyboard. I want to enter the data from the keyboard and I want to print that data. So how we can do that? So by using the thing called buffered reader. So to understand that concept, let us see here. So the term stream. So what is this stream? Okay, generally stream means the flow of water. So likewise here, stream means flow of data from one place to another place. Okay, so like moving from computer to screen and screen to printer. So that is from place to place. So stream is nothing but a flow of the data. Here, so while we enter the data from the keyboard, it should enter into the stream. So how we gonna do that? Let us see here. So in the Java system keyboard is represented as system.in. So whenever I say system.in, it represents the keyboard. Okay. Now we have to connect this system.in to this stream. How we gonna do that? Let us see here. So we just use one pipe. Okay. So this is one pipe. Okay. So this pipe is called input stream reader. Okay, this is one pipe which is used to move the data from keyboard into the stream. Okay, now within this stream I don't want to disturb the other data. So for that we are using another thing called buffered reader. Okay, this thing is called, so this is buffered reader. Now from here the data flows from keyboard, the data flows into the input stream reader. From input stream reader it goes into the buffered reader. Okay, so this is how we need to do it. So this is the general concept. How we will do this in Java? Let us see here. So we know, so input stream reader is a class. Okay, so we are connecting input stream reader to system dot. Okay, input stream reader. So we will create one object is equals to new input stream reader. Input stream reader of system.in. Now here we have successfully connected these two, that is input stream reader and this keyboard. Now we want to connect this input stream reader to buffer reader. How we will do that? Let us see. So buffered reader is a class. We are creating the object for that buffered reader is equals to new buffered reader of, now we are, that is object. Okay, so now we have connected buffered reader with input stream reader. Okay, we have successfully completed. Now we want to read this buffered, whatever the data flowing out of the buffered reader, we want to read the data. How we do that? We have two functions called as read and read line. Okay, these are the two functions which we will use to read the data from the buffered reader, that is from keyboard. Okay, read, the differences between read and read line is, it reads single character, read is nothing but it reads only single character, but here it reads multiple characters, that is nothing but a string. Okay, so this is about the whole concept of the string. But let us see here, I have written these two statements. What I will do, I will convert this into single statement. How? Let us see here. So here let us consider first this one, down statement buffered reader. Okay, so buffered reader, so this is nothing but a class, that's why we are starting with capital letters. Buffered reader, we are creating object for it, is equals to new buffered reader. So within the braces, what I will do, here we are referring object. Object is nothing but a, this one, new input stream reader of system.in. So I am writing same here, new input, sorry, input stream reader of system.in. So with this final statement, we are connecting this buffered reader to to our keyboard, that is system.in. So if you want to read that, how we will read that? br.read. So this function will read the data which are coming from the br object. Okay. So let us see here in the Eclipse. Okay, let us change this here. Okay. So another thing here. So this buffered reader and input stream reader, so those are belong to the java.io package. So this one is important, java.io package we have to import. Okay, so that's why we are importing here java.io package. Okay, now what we will do, buffered reader, so we are creating object for it, br is equals to new buffered reader. So now we are connecting input stream reader, so with system.in. Okay, so now we will enter printf, enter your character, sorry, printf system.out.println. Okay, enter your character. Okay, now char a is equals to br dot read. Okay, now see here it is showing some error. So what is that error? So change type of a into int. So what is this here? So this here, this both read and read line methods, what they will do, they will read these values only in the format of string. Okay, so they will read the values that is data only in the format of string. We have to convert that values into character. How we gonna do that? We are going to use cast operator. Okay, this is nothing but a cast operator. Now we are going to print that system dot out dot println. So here is our character. Okay, let us check here. Okay, so now it is showing another exception. See here, add throws declaration. So another thing with this read and read line method is, so they are going to throw some exceptions. Okay, what are those exceptions? IO exceptions. Okay, so we want to handle our exception, or either we can throw this exception away from this class. How we gonna do that? Throw IO exception. Okay, now it has gone up. Sorry, this is throws. Okay, so let us consider this again. So for this read and read line methods, there are two restrictions. That is, so these two methods only read the data in the form of strings, and another thing is these two will return an IO exception. So to to execute the program and to avoid these errors, what we will do here, we are going to convert this into whatever the data we are using, we will convert it here, and we are going to write throws IO exception to handle the exception. Okay, let us now execute it. See, now enter a character. Now I will enter, sorry, so I will re-execute it. Enter a character L. Okay, now it is printing L. So now I will do it again with K. So now it is showing with K. So let us add something like your carries. Now let us execute it again. So enter your character H, J. So your carries J. Okay. So likewise we are going to do it. Okay. Now I want to read the string value. Okay. Enter your string. Okay. What I will do? String. So br dot read line. So as I said previously, read and read line will read the data in string. So we will remove the cast operator. So string S is caps here. Okay. Your string is, now let us check once again here. So enter your string. So I will enter code for change. So your string is code for change. Okay. This is how we will read character and string by using buffered reader. Now let us take, suppose I want to read integer value. Okay, let us take br dot read. Okay, read line. Let us check line. Okay, now I want to take another variable b. So br dot read line. Okay, so next I want to print those addition. I want to add those two values, a plus b. Now I want to print those two values. I want the sum of these two values. System dot out dot println sum is C. Okay. Now let us check here. These are showing error. I will tell you why they are showing error. Okay. So okay, let us convert into int. Okay. Now we will execute it. See, error exists in the required project. Okay, let us proceed it. See here, cannot catch the string into int. Okay. So these two functions, read and readline, cannot convert this string into int values and float values and double values, but they are only converted into char by using the casting operator. Okay, so how you gonna convert this string into something like int float double? How you gonna do this? So we will use another functions like, okay, integer dot parse int. For float, float dot parse float. For double, we'll use double dot parse double. Okay. So likewise for byte, we are going to use byte dot parse byte. For short, we are going to use short dot parse short. So likewise, we are going to use. How we will use? Let us see here. So this is the int we are going to use. How we can do that? Integer dot parse int. So within that, we will write this one. Delete integer dot parse int. So we will write within that br dot readline. So that is nothing but br within the object we are reading something. So that is nothing but a string. Now we want to convert this string into integer. So to convert that string, we are writing the function integer dot parse int. Okay. Now we will execute it. So sorry. So we will change this as enter your two numbers. Now we will execute it. So enter your two numbers. First I will enter 10 and next 20. Now see here sum is 30. So suppose you want to convert this into float. So see here we will take float and we want to convert this into float means FL/80 parse float. So simple it is, float parse float. Sum is here. Okay. Now we will execute it. Sorry. So this is also float. Now we will execute it. Some error is there. What is that error? So this is capital F. Okay. Now we will execute it. So enter your two numbers. Sorry. So enter your two numbers 11.1, 12.2. So now the sum is 23.3. So likewise, if you want to add a double, 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 we will use double dot parse double. So here also same. So see here what I am writing caps. So those are very important. If you don't write caps, you are not going to execute this program. It will show some error. Again now we will execute it. 11.23 12 point, sorry, 15 point something. Now see here, it is showing after the decimal point it is showing more values. So what is the differences between float and double means? Float will only represent some values only, that is 7 digits after decimal point. So what is the difference and what is double means? So it can represent 15 digits after decimal point. Okay, this is the differences between float and double. So, so I want to give a question for you to practice. So write a Java program. So I accept employee ID, comma, gender, comma, name from the keyboard and display them. Okay, so this is the question. So just practice this question. So before watching the next video, so I want to print this in the same manner. That is, first one is the employee ID, second one is the gender, and third one is the name. I don't want name in between these two. So that is employee ID, name and gender. I want exactly in this same manner. Okay. Thank you guys for watching my video. If you like my video, hit the like button and also share my video with your friends. For future videos like this, hit the subscribe button down below.